if you're an entrepreneur or a coach or you're running a small business,
Yeah.
I guarantee you recognize this feeling of dread.
Oh, yeah.
It's sitting down to create a social media content plan from scratch.
Right.
It is, and I mean hands down, the single hardest part of trying to grow an online presence.
Right.
You end up staring at a blank calendar, you post randomly when inspiration finally strikes, you feel exhausted, and, well, ultimately you treat social media like this expensive, time-consuming afterthought that just burns you out.
And that cycle of exhaustion and inconsistency is exactly what the sources we analyzed are designed to break. The core insight here is it's really a shift in workload.
Okay.
AI can now handle a documented 80% of the planning heavy lifting, so the organizational, the structural, the topical work.
So this isn't about replacing you.
No, not at all. It's about turning social media from a reactive chore into what it really should be, a core, predictable growth channel.
Right.
We are going to explore a very specific 6-step framework today that's designed to get you genuine, maintainable consistency without that burnout.
And our mission statement for this deep dive is, well, it's crystalline.
Yeah.
This is not about chasing fleeting popularity. This is about creating a predictable, reliable system focused on driving real, tangible revenue.
Yes.
We're talking sales, bookings, leads, not just fighting the blank calendar or racking up vanity metrics. This is how you make the content machine work for your business, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's unpack the speed advantage first, because that's the initial hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
What used to take me like 3 often unsuccessful evenings of strategic brainstorming now genuinely takes minutes. The sources were fascinated by the fact that AI is operating at what they called a solid junior marketer level for structuring content.
Right.
What does that actually look like in practice, beyond just the raw speed?
It looks like instant clarity. The key insight is understanding what AI actually does better than most solo business owners right now.
What's that?
Well, when you're steeped in the day-to-day operations, you are often just too close to your own product or service to see the full picture.
You can't see the forest for the trees.
Exactly. AI steps back and it spots patterns you miss.
Patterns like?
Like hidden customer pain points or underlying emotional objections, desires they haven't articulated clearly, even seasonal sales angles that you overlook because you're just busy fulfilling orders.
Right.
And crucially, it organizes chaos. It can take 10 scattered ideas you jotted down in a notebook and instantly turn them into clean, logical weekly themes.
Okay, and that's the big one.
And the greatest benefit, which you mentioned, is ending decision fatigue. You stop opening your phone every morning wondering, what should I post? You just open the pre-made plan and you execute.
I do appreciate the promise of less decision fatigue, but relying on a pre-made system, doesn't that risk making the content feel, I don't know, stale or less responsive?
It can, and this leads right into the critical hidden burnout traps the sources highlighted. The first one is volume. AI can generate 50 post ideas before breakfast. If the promise is consistency without burnout, how do you avoid the immediate collapse that comes from trying to execute everything it spits out?
That's it. That decision fatigue just gets replaced by execution fatigue.
Exactly. If you don't set boundaries, the sources are ruthlessly efficient here. The first trap is over volume, and the second is chasing vanity metrics.
Ah, the vanity metrics.
AI is phenomenal at generating those viral-style hooks. But if those hooks attract strangers who will never, ever buy your specific local service or your high-end product, they are a massive waste of energy.
So wait, if every influencer and expert is telling us to post reels 5 times a day, what are the sources suggesting? Are they saying that volume can actually harm a small business owner?
Yes, because it disperses focus and it dilutes the message. The non-negotiable fix, which you have to decide up front, is that your content plan serves revenue, not reach.
Revenue, not reach.
It requires ruthless pruning. You have to cut anything that doesn't target the person you can actually sell to.
So what's the rule?
The key rule, which the source material emphasizes saves your sanity overnight, is this. Posting 3 focus times a week to the right people beats posting 7 times a day to everyone.
Okay.
Intentional consistency beats overwhelming reactive volume.
That clarity brings us directly to step 1, defining the real goal. The sources are so blunt about this. They say your social media content plan is not a popularity contest, it's a customer acquisition tool.
Yes.
They emphasize the moment everything clicks, is when you stop caring about follower counts and instead you ask, what specific number actually keeps the lights on?
That's the question.
Why is detailing that specific revenue number, say 40 new orders or 8,000 euros in revenue, why is that so critical to the actual content you create?
Because it forces focus. I mean, if your goal is just get more followers, your content is generic.
Right.
But if your goal is get 12 booked cleaning calls from local high-income families, your content changes immediately. You move from posting motivational quotes to posting, before and after photos of high-end kitchen deep cleans.
That level of detail changes everything.
It shifts your mindset, and critically, it tells the AI exactly what direction to go in.
Yeah, you have to see the value in targeted content. Posting something that gets 100,000 views from teenagers in another state, that's just entertainment.
Right.
But posting something that gets 800 views from local parents who have exactly the pain point you solve, that is a machine that generates leads this week.
And you can use AI to nail that real revenue goal and the resulting customer outcomes in under 10 minutes.
Okay, so here's the first specific tool, the exact prompt to get AI focused on revenue.
Let's hear it.
You tell the AI, you are a direct response marketing consultant. My business is a, one-sentence description. My revenue goal from social media in the next 90 days is a specific number. List the top 5 customer outcomes that would naturally lead someone to buy from me instead of my competitors or doing nothing.
And those outcomes, not the features, they are the fuel for the rest of your entire plan. So once that revenue goal is locked in, you move to step 2, using AI to identify what your audience actually cares about.
Right.
And like we said, customers care about themselves, their problems, their wins, their fears. This is where you need to source that raw emotional language.
Okay, but why is raw emotional language better than, polished marketing speak? Shouldn't our content sound professional?
Professionalism is fine, but connection drives sales. If you speak using the same language your customer uses in their own head, they feel seen. And that builds trust faster than any slick advertisement.
That makes sense.
The sources use a fantastic example of a local gym owner. He initially thought his customers wanted advanced workout plans.
Okay.
But when the real pain points were surfaced, and these were gathered by AI scraping reviews and forums, the raw insights were emotional. Things like, I'm terrified I'll look stupid on the gym floor, and every time I quit after 2 weeks and I feel worse.
Wow.
If you use that language, you connect instantly. If you talk about optimized muscle synthesis, you lose them immediately.
That distinction is just massive. So let's get that powerful audience insight prompt, the one that generates the gold.
Here it is. You are an expert customer research analyst. My business. Exactly what you sell and who it's for. My ideal customer. A specific description. Give me, in their own words, 10 burning pain points, 10 specific outcomes they desperately want, and 10 real objections or fears. Use emotional, conversational language.
And you just run that prompt a couple of times.
Yep, and you'll have 30 to 50 lines of pure, usable topics that reflect the customer's reality, not your marketing fantasy.
Okay, so now we take that gold and we organize it into step 3, turn pain points into themes. The sources call themes the secret burnout killer. When you shift from needing a brilliant, unique idea every morning to simply executing on one of 6 pre-approved topics, you just change the nature of the work.
You really do.
It feels less like daily invention, which is exhausting, and more like filling in I love this phrase, a coloring book that's already drawn.
It's the framework that makes consistency possible. We saw an anecdote where a small coaching client saw their revenue rise 180%. Just using 6 core themes rotated consistently for 6 months.
Wow.
They stopped chasing trends and started focusing only on their themes.
So let's get the prompt for building those themes. You feed that pain and desire list back to the AI and ask it to create 8 to 12 recurring content themes.
Right, and they have to be short, like 2 to 5 words max, and clearly tied back to one of the revenue-driving outcomes we identified earlier.
So for that simple bakery example from the sources?
Yes, the themes weren't vague like our products. They were revenue-focused. Things like crappy morning rescue, that's for commuter purchases,
Right.
or guilt-free treats for healthy alternatives, why store-bought sucks, showing quality, and last-minute gift wins for catering and special orders.
8 themes, all driving transactions. And once you have those themes, we lock them into that stealable, non-burnout, weekly content rhythm. This cadence works beautifully. Monday is always problem-aware education.
Okay.
Wednesday is a quick solution or a tip, and Friday is a customer story or proof. You can add an optional Saturday for personal trust-building content if you have the energy. 3 days, 3 decisions.
That predictable rhythm leads us perfectly into step 4. Build a simple, non-burnout posting cadence. And the rule remains, consistency beats volume.
3 to 5 posts per week max.
Exactly. But the sources stress main platform only. So for a small business owner who's totally overwhelmed by TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, how do they decide where to focus their limited 3 posts?
That's a great question because platform choice is vital. The sources suggest that the AI can actually help here too
Oh,
by asking it to analyze your customer profile from step 2 against general platform demographics and intent.
I see.
If you sell high-end B2B financial consulting, your main platform is LinkedIn, full stop. If you sell local custom cakes, it's Instagram or local Facebook groups.
Right.
The rule is, find where your paying customer is actively looking for solutions and dominate that one space. Ignore the others until the first one is humming.
That makes all the difference. The local service business example we saw, they focus solely on Instagram with that Monday, Wednesday, Friday cadence.
And what happened?
They saw 85% of their bookings coming directly from social media within 6 months.
Wow.
The consistency of showing up predictably on the right platform is the key, and it requires picking a cadence that feels, and this is important, almost too easy.
Almost too easy. I like that. Okay, let's move into execution with step 5. Use AI to draft posts, but add your human touch.
Yes, this is crucial.
The sweet spot here is not 100% AI. It's 70 to 80% AI for the structure, hooks, and filler text, and then 20 to 30% you for the soul and the voice. The source states the ultimate goal is to get the post out in only 4 minutes.
And the workflow makes this possible. You open the theme for the day, you feed the AI a pipe prompt based on that theme, pick the best draft it generates, and then you quickly inject your human elements.
And here is the specific prompt to generate that copy.
Hmm.
You are a direct response social media copywriter. Tone.warm, practical, zero fluff. Audience.insert description. Today's theme, exact theme, goal.away. Get them a DM the word keyword or click the link in bio. Write 5 complete post variations. Keep total length under 120 words each. Include 1 curiosity or pain hook in the first line.
That structure is vital, but you must add the non-negotiable human touches to avoid what the sources call AI slop.
AI slop, I love that.
This is where the trust is built. The 4 crucial things are, first, one specific detail only, a real mess, a specific customer result, and an internal struggle.
Okay.
Second, imperfect language use contraction, slang, literally make it sound like you. Third, your actual opinion or a hot take about your industry. And fourth, a photo or video you took yourself, even if it's slightly crooked or poorly lit. Authenticity matters more than production value.
Let's use a different example to really illustrate this human touch point.
Yeah.
Say you're a financial consultant. You're focusing on small business retirement plans.
Okay.
The AI draft, based on the theme future shock-proofing, might say something like, are you struggling to optimize your retirement savings strategy?
That's total AI slop. It's generic.
Exactly. The human touch transforms it. You would change that first line to something like, I literally had a client last week realize he'd been paying 1.5% too much in fees for 15 years. That's a vacation home gone.
See? You're injecting a specific, slightly shocking, unpolished detail that only you, the expert, would know. That converts.
That shift from generic to specific is what turns views into purchases.
Absolutely. Which brings us to step 6. Put everything into a repeatable system and track what works.
This is the difference between treating social media like a slot machine where you post and hope, and a vending machine where you put in consistent effort and money comes out.
That's a great analogy.
The simple system described involves just 3 places: a Notion dashboard for the calendar and themes, a simple Google Sheet for tracking date, theme, saves and DMs, and revenue traced.
And a scheduling tool, right?
And a scheduling tool like Whoop Social to publish weeks ahead.
Now let's talk metrics. Why are the sources so focused on saves and DMs, and they're ignoring the traditional high numbers like likes and comments? Aren't those the measures of engagement?
They are, but for a small business focused on revenue, the sources argue they are mostly vanity. Saves and DMs, however, are buyer intent signals.
Oh, okay.
A save means, I need this information for later, I'm not ready to buy today, but this is a solution to my problem. A DM means, I have a question and I'm ready to move past passive consumption.
So those 2 actions correlate reliably to sales.
Exactly. If people are saving your post about your theme, Crappy Morning Rescue, they are clearly high-intent commuters.
So the review process is quick too. Every second Friday, 15 minutes max, you sort your sheet by saves and DMs, you identify the winning content, and this is where the AI provides the ultimate strategic shortcut, the 80/20 rule prompt.
You take your top 3 posts, the winners, and feed them back to the AI, asking it to analyze the pattern. So what kind of patterns are we even looking for in that data?
We're looking for common denominators. Did all 3 winning posts use a fear of loss hook? Were they all addressing the theme why store-bought sucks?
Right? Or were they short videos versus long text posts?
Exactly. Were they showing a quick mistake, or were they addressing a deep fear? Once the AI identifies that pattern, you have the formula.
And that's prompt 5. Analyze these 3 top-performing posts, paste them in, identify the common pattern in the hook style, topic focus, and emotional trigger. Then generate 10 new post ideas following this exact winning formula.
Zero guessing involved. You simply double down on what already converted money.
So we have summarized the entire non-burnout path. Start with a clear, specific revenue goal. Use AI for genuine audience reality. Lock in 3 to 5 repeating themes. Commit to a simple Monday, Wednesday, Friday cadence on your main platform. And use a simple scheduling and tracking system to publish while you sleep.
And this works quickly. The sources gave that compelling example of a local florist who adopted this exact system. She went from sporadic posting and feeling overwhelmed to fully booking her shop for Mother's Day,
That's incredible.
adding 9,000 euros in traceable extra revenue in a single month, all generated from scheduled posts built on pain points, proof, and the trust that consistency fosters.
You now have every prompt and checklist required to make this content machine work. So here's a provocative thought for you to carry forward. The sources prove that consistency is the key to freedom. Do the boring, repeatable thing, that simple Monday, Wednesday. They start feeling like freedom because you are no longer chained to the daily grind of inventing content every single morning. Schedule those first 7 posts tonight.
This episode is brought to you by Whoop Social, the all-in-one social media tool that saves you time and skyrockets your growth. Stop wasting hours posting manually. With Whoop Social, you can schedule, publish, and track performance across every platform, all from one simple dashboard. Whether you're a creator, brand, or agency, Whoop Social helps you stay consistent, reach more people, and grow faster automatically. Don't wait. Join thousands of smart marketers and start free today at whoopsocial.com.